It's Miss Becky from Speech. How are you? Good. I'm doing well also. Today we are going to start with our speech sounds, and then we will answer some questions, and then look at a book. Okay? Are you ready? Me too. Good. So first we're going to go through and do our sounds. Okay? So I will say the sound, and then you say the sound. So we'll take turns. Becky's turn, your turn. All right, you ready? Here we go. Here's our first one. Mmm. B. P. W. This one can be tricky. My top teeth are over my bottom lip. So these two are very similar, but this one, my voice is on. Like if I were going to say vacuum. Okay? T. D. N. O. This one can be really hard for some friends. So let's try that one again. The tip of your tongue goes behind your top teeth. Oh. Yeah, like that. Good. S. Z. Sh. Zh. Ch. J. Are you still saying them after me? Nice job. Y. Er. K. G. H. Very nice job. So we are going to look at some questions next, and I want you to think about those speech sounds that we just did. And let's make sure that when you're answering the questions, it's very easy to understand what you're saying. So really focus on saying the sounds the right way. And take your time. No need to rush when you are talking, okay? So here we go. Okay, we are going to answer some questions about what things are, what do we need in certain situations. So let's get started, okay? So I'll ask the question and then I'll give you time to answer. Here we go. Here's our very first one. What does a bird build? What does a bird build? Did you answer? Yeah. A nest. A bird builds a nest. So adults, if you're nearby, this task can be made to be a little bit harder if they answer in a complete sentence. So we could say, what does a bird build? A bird builds a nest. That way you can work on grammar also if you want. Otherwise, you can just give the answer. That's okay too. Here's our next one. What goes on top of a birthday cake? What goes on top of a birthday cake? Candles. Candles represent how old the person is. How old are you? Whoa, you're getting big, aren't you? What do you use to hit a baseball? What do you use to hit a baseball? A bat. Yeah, you can use a bat to hit a baseball. Do you like to play baseball? Do you like to watch baseball? I like to watch college baseball. I think it's fun. Here's our next one. What do you do with a pencil? What do you do with a pencil? Here's my answer. You write. You write with a pencil, don't you? Do you like practicing writing your name? I bet you're getting good at it. Here's one that's kind of fun. What does a green light mean? Yeah, a green light means go. So sometimes when you're pretending to race or you want to make your cars go fast, you can say ready, set, go. Green means go. Now here is one that is an opposite. What does a red light mean? What does a red light mean? A red light means stop. In this picture, why did the car need to stop? Who's crossing the road? There are some ducks crossing the road, aren't there? That would be pretty neat to see. Okay, here's our next one. What do you do with a lawnmower? You cut the grass. Do you think the grass needs to be cut at your house right now? Maybe so. All right, let's try. We'll do 3 more questions, okay? What do you wear on your feet? What do you wear on your feet? Socks and shoes. Good job. Sometimes, if it's spring or summer, we can wear sandals on our feet, right? Some people wear slippers on their feet. What are you wearing on your feet right now? Really? I have on socks and tennis shoes on my feet. Okay, 2 more questions. What do we do with a rake? Maybe you have a rake at your house or you've seen someone use one. What do we do with a rake? We rake leaves. Yeah. So this is one where the name of the item is also what you do with it. You rake with a rake. Sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? All right, here's one more. Last one. What do you sit on? What do you sit on? A chair. That's right. You can sit on a chair or a couch or a sofa. Are you sitting right now? What are you sitting on? I'm sitting on a chair. That's what I'm sitting on. Okay, let's get ready for our book. Okay, we are going to read a book called George's New Dinosaur. This is based off of Peppa Pig. Have you ever seen Peppa Pig? Maybe on TV? Here we go. George's favorite toy is Mr. Dinosaur. George likes bouncing Mr. Dinosaur in the garden, playing with him at bath time, and cuddling with him when he goes to sleep. At bedtime, Peppa says, "George, I think Mr. Dinosaur is broken." Uh-oh, let's look. What is broken off of Mr. Dinosaur? Yeah, his tail is broken. George is very upset. Mommy and Daddy Pig come in to see why George is crying. "Poor George," says Daddy Pig. "Maybe it's time you got a new dinosaur." Why do you think George is crying? Yeah, because his dinosaur is broken. Have you ever had a toy that broke? I have too. The next day, Peppa, George, Mommy, and Daddy Pig visit Mr. Fox's shop. "I'm sure we'll find a lovely dinosaur here, George," says Mommy Pig. "Look, George," says Daddy Pig, pointing to the shop window. "There is a big one." "Ooh, dinosaur," says George. "Is that the way you say dinosaur?" George said dinosaur. Does that sound right? No. George is a little pig, so he doesn't know how to say it like a big kid. Let's try that word. It's a long word. Let's try it. Dinosaur. Yeah, it has 3 different sections in it, doesn't it? Dinosaur. Good job. Let's see what happens. "Good morning," says Mr. Fox. "Can I help you?" "We would like to buy the dinosaur in the window, please," says Daddy Pig. "Good choice," says Mr. Fox. "This is Dino-Roar. He walks, he talks, and he sings." "Dino-Roar," says George. "We'll take it," says Daddy Pig. So what did they buy? They bought a dinosaur called Dino-Roar, didn't they? George is playing with Dino-Roar in the garden. Dino-Roar sings, "Dino-Roar, Dino-Roar, listen to the Dino-Roar, roar." "Careful, George," says Daddy Pig. "Don't play too roughly because Dino-Roar will break." Uh-oh. Sometimes we have to be careful with our toys, don't we? George wants to play with Dinosaur in the bath. Do you have toys that you play with in the bathtub? Yeah? What do you like to play with in the bathtub? Sometimes boats or rubber ducks are fun to play with in the bathtub. Dinah roar, says George. Mommy Pig says, George, if you get Dinah roar wet, he will stop working. Peppa and George are asleep in bed, but suddenly Dinah roar comes to life. Listen to the Dinah roar, roar! George, says Peppa, Dinah roar has woken me up. Maybe Dinah roar should sleep somewhere else, says Daddy Pig. And he took Dinah roar away. How do you think that made George feel? Yeah, I think he's kind of sad. George is feeling sad. He cannot play with Dinah roar in the garden or the bath or even in bed. Don't worry, George, says Mommy Pig brightly. Dinah roar can still roar. Dinah roar! Listen to the Dinah roar. Dinah roar stops walking and talking completely. What do you think happened to Dinah roar? Let's see. I think the batteries must have run out, says Mommy Pig. Already? How many are there? Grumbles Daddy Pig as batteries pour out of Dinah roar. Hundreds and thousands, cries Peppa. Look at all those batteries. So what is falling out of Dinah roar? All the batteries. Yeah. Suddenly, Peppa spots something green under a bush. What's this, says Peppa. Is it a trumpet? You've found Dinosaur's tail, says Mommy Pig. Now Daddy Pig can fix him. It might be a bit difficult to fix, says Daddy Pig doubtfully. So, what did Peppa find in the bushes? She found the dinosaur's tail, didn't she? Yeah, let's see what happens. The tail slips perfectly into place. Ho, 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 chuckles Daddy Pig. Hello, Mr. Dinosaur, says Peppa. Dinosaur, says George. He said dinosaur kind of funny again, didn't he? Let's try that word. Dinosaur. Yeah. George is happy to have his favorite toy back. So what did Daddy Pig have to put back on the dinosaur to fix it? Yeah, he had to put the tail back on, didn't he? Grrr, says George. He finally got his favorite dinosaur back. And this dinosaur doesn't require batteries. So that dinosaur was kind of like a stuffed animal, wasn't it? Yeah, that doesn't need batteries. You can just cuddle with it and play with it. I have a monkey that's kind of like that. This monkey you can just play with. And this monkey is funny because he will swing. When you go to a park or a playground, what do you swing on? You swing on a swing, right? Yeah. So that's kind of like our word rake that we saw earlier. You rake with a rake, you swing on a swing, and you slide on a slide. That's kind of silly, isn't it? Thanks so much for coming to see me today, and for playing with me, and for working so hard, and for reading a book about a dinosaur. Let's say that word one more time. Dinosaur. That's a long word, isn't it? Thanks so much for coming to play. Bye. See you next time.